Hello. The question is, how much should you spend on groceries? A lot is the answer, right?
You should spend a lot?
Sure. Why not? Let's go rogue.
If money is no object to you, then sure.
All right.
There is a better way.
How much should you spend on groceries? So I will tell you that I do not agree with the U.S. government or Dave Ramsey when Dave Ramsey says the average cost of groceries is $504 per month, $300 to $550 for one person, $600 to $900 for a couple, and $1,000 to $1,600 for a family of four is where Dave Ramsey gets his numbers. Do you think I agree with that?
Sorry, say that again.
$1,600 a month for four of us for groceries.
You've got to be joking. Seriously? Wow. That must be a lot of eating out.
That's what the USA, that's what the government says.
The government says that?
Yeah.
What does Dave say?
Let's see. What do they say? They say so the thrifty plan for a family of four is $1,000 according to the government.
The thrifty plan.
The low cost plan is $1,000 or is $996. The low cost plan is $1,076. Moderate is $1,300 and liberal is $1,600
for four people.
For four people. So how much do I think you should be spending on groceries? Well,
brace yourself.
Carol Ann says $1,600 is half my monthly income. It's ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. Okay. I would say even now in 2025, you could easily get by with $500 for a family of four. And $400 a month for a family of four is very doable. It would take a little bit more work making pretty much everything homemade and cutting out absolutely everything. But you could still do $400 a month. Yeah, sorry about the commercials, guys. We had to watch a commercial to try and get on live for our own show. Which, by the way, AI and those things are stealing our content, and YouTube is letting them get by with it. Even when we make a copyright claim, YouTube is letting them get by with it. The people that are stealing it are in Qatar, in the Philippines, and all these other places. So there's nothing we can do about it because we can't sue them, take them to court or anything. So if you guys would give us a thumbs up, please, that would help us a lot. So back to what I was talking about. Let's see, where'd it go? Oh, Robin says, what about a family of six? So what I would say is $125 to $150 a month. $150 is a liberal for me amount for each person in your home. Now, really, it should go down the more people you have because the more you can buy in bulk and store. But really, you don't have to buy in bulk to spend $100 to $125 per person a month. My mom does it. She spends still $80 to $100 a month on groceries. And we've done several videos on that. You can go back and look. But $100 to $125 a month. What does that include? That includes vegetables, fruit, everything. I buy all my meat on sale. Beef, I try to get $4 or a pound. $4 a pound or less here. I live in Wyoming. I know a lot of other places can get it for $3 or a pound. When it goes that low, I stock up. Chicken, $2 to $2.60 a pound is what I buy it for. Butter, $3 a pound. Cheese, $3 a pound. I can get on sale all the time. Milk is on sale for $1.27 a half gallon right now. Vegetables and fruit that are fresh, I pay about $1.25 to $1.50 a pound now. A lot of times I still am able to get stuff for $1 a pound though. I got peaches for $1 a pound, apples for $1 a pound. I got grapes for $1 a pound a couple months ago. I haven't seen that for a couple months, but grape season isn't quite here yet. It's getting ready to come back again. Now, one of the best ways is our price book. This is how I keep track of prices. And what I do is I'll just write the name of the store up here and then the lowest price. Now I know prices are going crazy. So if I put the date on there and the price, if I don't see that price for a few months, then I will put the new lowest price that I find, and that's my new lowest price. So like right now, it's $1.42 for the Walmart bread. For me, it's $2.67 for boneless, skinless chicken breasts. It's 99 cents to $1.97, depending on what kind of pork. So then, I saw it. So then, the Kirk Cameron thing. So then, by putting all those things together, using the freezer, waiting for things to go on sale, cooking at home. This is the biggest problem that people have. I don't even care if you use convenience foods like tater tots and frozen pizzas. I would rather have you use that than do DoorDash or takeout. The takeout is ridiculous. I have, well, someone I know does DoorDash for their living and makes a very good income at it. It's absolutely unbelievable the stories he gets. I can't pay my rent, but well, I need to eat tonight, to the tune of $50 on their credit card. Well, yeah, my car's broke down. I can't fix it, but well, I got to eat tonight. Another $60 on the credit card. These kind of stories are all the time. So it's not so much grocery prices, which are going up. Don't get me wrong. We have to go after the show rescue one of our kids, and we had to go buy a new battery at the O'Reilly, and it was $250 for a car battery. Not even anything whoop-de-ding.
He's not waiting on the side of the road while we're here.
No.
Nothing like
not.
that.
But the last time I bought a battery was $50. Now, I know it's been a while, but even you, the last time you bought a battery was like $75 or something. It was ridiculous. $250
the other day, but it wasn't. I don't think.
Well, I mean, before that time, I guess. Before we had to do batteries this
Yeah,
year.
it was a lot cheaper not too long ago.
Benny Badland says livestock sales last week were $3,900. It's going to be insane. That's crazy. Yeah, Katie, we should still have our price book in stock. Michael put the link in there for you.
We have them. There are not very many of them left. I will put the link in.
Sanders says we had a plumber come in. It was $900. Tried everything. I know. It's ridiculous. Now, what I do is I combine buying on sale with my Dining on a Dime cookbook. This is volume 1, and this is volume 2. And then this is the gluten-free, dairy-free edition right here. And what I do is I make my own homemade hamburger helper. I make my own sloppy joes. I've never bought a can of manwich in my life, except for a recipe show that I needed when I was testing it. I think it was a taste test or something. But I've never bought a can of manwich. I've never bought a thing of taco seasoning pre-made. Right here, Dining on a Dime Volume 1, ranch seasoning, Volume 1. It is delicious. People swear my ranch seasoning is the best. It's even better than Hidden Valley.
It is.
All those are free on our website at livingonadime.com or in our cookbooks. But I combine all those things together, which, by the way, you can get them right now, guys, at our website, livingonadime.com. But all those things combined together are the ways that I just keep my grocery bill low, even being on special diets. I've been on a gluten-free diet for what? Man, like 15, 16, 17 years now. And so, even with all of that, I don't do anything special or crazy or any weirdo stuff. So just combine all those things and you can get your prices down. Now, when I say that, people automatically think, oh, you have to make all your own homemade bread. You do not have to do that. Stop getting it out of your mind that you have to have this huge garden, you have to can, you have to make homemade bread. You can do those things if you want to. I like making homemade bread because it tastes good, not because I'm saving money. But don't have it in your head that you have to make your own homemade cereal. You have to make, what? I'm trying to think of some things. Your own homemade pasta. You don't have to do that. But making things like taco seasoning, you can literally make homemade taco seasoning for 5 cents versus $1, $1.50 for the packets. 5 cents versus the packets. And literally takes me not even 30 seconds to make homemade taco seasoning. So that is more than worth it, the savings. So decide where your savings are. And if it means you need to do tater tots and frozen pizza with frozen chicken breasts and all that, that's fine. I'd rather have you do that than eating out. But don't think you have to make it so complicated either. All right, put your comments and questions in the comments section, guys, and I will answer them. I'm sorry, I'm so discombobulated today. It's been, we had a semi-emergency. As a matter of fact, okay. Whew. That one's taken care of. We had a little bit of a upheaval today. I don't know how to say this without sharing everything because I can't share everything. But anyway, we've just got some stuff going on. So my brain is not here. Mike's brain is not here. I feel like we've been put through the shredder, and then with everything with Charlie Kirk going on, and it just feels like everything is just going crazy right now. So anyway, Patricia says, so thankful for your books and YouTube videos. My husband is finally retiring next June, and we will be diligent to watch our pennies spend. I have 3 of your cookbooks, and they have helped so much in creating many meals and snacks. Bless you. Well, thank you. That is so nice. Thank you so much. All right. Can you send me the first comments and questions, and I will start answering them. Hello, Little Crafty Nook. So here's what's happening. Let me tell you, Little Crafty Nook sent me an email and said, is this you, Tara? And I said, yep, that's me. So here's what's happening to creators, guys. And you need to know what's happening because it's flat out wrong. It's thieves that are stealing stuff from other people, and it's wrong. But let me just tell you what's happening. So she sent me a screenshot, and people in countries outside of the US, Qatar, Philippines, all these other places, Pakistan, all these other places, are stealing the content of YouTubers, using AI to recreate other videos, using AI to voice over those videos, and then they are getting millions of views with AI doing all the work, stealing your content. So we made a copyright complaint and won, and then they said, no, this is educational purposes. It's not commercial. That's 100% not true. And they said, if you want to do anything about it, go ahead and sue us. Well, they're in Qatar and the Philippines. So there's nothing we can do. So guys, if there are real live YouTubers, could you help support them by giving them thumbs ups and sharing and subscribing? Because now we are in a fight for our content and people stealing it. And so thank you, Little Crafty Nook, for pointing that out. But it is extremely frustrating when they just take your stuff and just steal it, and then they lie about it being educational, and it's not. So anyway, okay.
That one though has a particular argument that
it's a lie.
It's a lie, but it can be seen as a gray area, whereas most of them aren't really a gray, even anywhere near the gray area. So we can still fight if we see stuff like that, but that particular one had an unusual circumstance.
And I fight it when I find it. So if you guys see my content on somebody, I do not allow other people to use my content at all, ever. There's 1 or 2 people that YouTubers that I personally know that if they wanted to use my content, I would let them. But, well, not 1 or 2. There's several personal YouTubers that I can name off that I would. But I don't allow just anybody to just go use my content. My only redeeming factor is that I know that the liars and the thieves are going to be burning in hell. And I'm praying that the Lord will save them, because I'm supposed to pray for my enemies, that they will find Jesus before they die. But it's so frustrating. It's not even funny. Okay, comments and questions. Kimberly, there's leftovers in the fridge that nobody wants to eat, but my husband won't let me toss them. So Polish sausage for dinner. Easy. Yes. That's another way we save, is we always eat our leftovers. Right before we walked in here, I was eating a leftover baked potato. Mike boiled him some noodles. Because of the day that we've been having, I wasn't able to get dinner done. And it's just, sometimes you got to have cereal, oatmeal, or noodles and butter. Sometimes that's just what you've got to do. And so don't feel frustrated when you have those kinds of days, even though it is totally frustrating.
Oh, did I send you some? I
did. Diana says, pizza tonight from Volume 1. Yesterday, oven fried chicken from Volume 1. So good. Aren't those delicious? The oven fried chicken was my mom's recipe, and the pizza recipe is my recipe. And both of them are absolutely delicious. Badlands evening, everyone. It's a warm day in Alberta. Ooh, today we finally got good, nice rain. And I was going to keep putting up my fence, and I didn't get it to it. But
having to start wearing... Well, I was wearing yesterday. I wore shorts, and I had to get a jacket on with the shorts.
Yeah, long sleeves.
Today it was long sleeves on both sides. Yeah.
Jen says she spends $500 for a family of 4. I think that's a great frugal grocery budget. Yep. Ron and Ann said, hi, Tara and Mike. Passed through Sheridan this weekend. Did you see me waving? Oh, I knew somebody was waving at us. Although we probably couldn't wave back because that was when we were attempting to put in the fence. Yeah. See how Mike's laughing? That's how well it went. We spent 4 hours, and we got 3 panels up with a gas-powered post driver.
I think the part of the area where we were doing it, it's very close to the driveway. And I think in the past, it may have also been paved or something like that. It's very, very hard.
Yeah. So thank you, Anne, for waving at us. Nicole, for After Grocery Talk, would love to hear Tara and Mike's thoughts on what Kirk Cameron said about Israel not being Israel God is speaking of. Kirk believes Israel today is just a political one. So you've heard where some people say that the Israel that we have today is not the Israel that God is talking about in the Bible.
You're talking about replacement theology?
Yeah.
I don't think Kirk Cameron believes that.
According to the video I saw that Amir Safante shared today, that's what he was talking about.
Did he get...
Apparently, Kirk turned down the video because...
Did he show video of Kirk saying that?
Yeah, he did. And
so the issue on replacement theology is the Bible says that God has specific plans for Israel. and that he has not forgotten them, and he made promises to Abraham, and he will keep those promises in the future. When Israel was gone for thousands of years, people assumed, well, Israel is gone, therefore it must be something else. And those people decided that, oh, Christians replaced Israel, and Israel's not really relevant anymore because they just did wrong, and God doesn't, whatever, have a promise for them anymore. But that's not what the Bible says. In fact, the Bible specifically predicted long ago, before Israel, while Israel was still a nation, that one day they were going to be hauled off into captivity. And then much later in the future, they would suddenly be reborn out of nothing. So
And that's what happened.
That replacement theology is totally wrong, but some people do believe it. I'm shocked. I would be shocked if Kirk Cameron said that.
So I just sent it to you. Put in your headphone and listen. It's like 1 minute at the beginning, and then I'll do the comments while you listen, and then you can come back to it.
I can't listen unless I turn off the show on my computer.
Oh, you want to put it on on mine?
Well, either way, there's sound from the show.
Oh, okay.
I have to turn off.
Okay. So basically, that's what he said. I mean, I could show it, but I don't want to get a copyright strike. So
if that's what he said, he would be wrong.
That is what he said.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Whitney says, why are the Israelis the chosen people? Because that's what God decided.
God told Abraham, I'm making you a promise for you and your descendants forever. And throughout the Bible, he says, I have not forgotten my promise. And even when he sends them off into captivity it was in two waves, like in 600 BC and in 400 BC, he reiterates the promise. I have not forgotten you, but I'm sending you off in exile, and I will rescue you and remember you when things happen. But he has, all along through the Bible, he keeps reaffirming that because of the promise he made, and he's holy and he never changes his mind, because of the promise he made to Abraham, he will fulfill it in this way. And so throughout the Bible, he keeps reiterating that. And then there are future promises for Israel, like there's a specific time in the future where it says they will look upon the one they've pierced and recognize him, that that Israel has been blinded to who Jesus is, so that those of us who are not Jews can come to Jesus and be saved. And after the full number of Gentiles, which are everyone who's not Jewish, come to Jesus, then it will be revealed to them. And at that time, it says all Israel will be saved. So that's right now, though, Israel is a largely secular nation. I'd say most of the Israelis are not actually practicing Jews. But nevertheless, God has still made a promise, and because he is God and he never changes, he must fulfill that promise. And he promises throughout the Bible that he will. So that's why, not just because a person is Jewish doesn't mean everything they do is fine, but also we shouldn't be on the side of hating them, because that would be, well, it's wrong to hate any people group, because as a whole people group, but at the same time, God has a plan for them. And so that's why the replacement theology is wrong. But it's also why we should recognize that they are the reason why we ended up having the opportunity to be saved, because God particularly made the promise to the Jews, and then basically blinded them so that we would know, so we would have the opportunity. And that's why also Jesus said, he came first to preach to the Jews, and then Paul also then to the Gentiles. So that's basically that's the answer to the question.
But just because a lot of the current Jewish people today have turned their back on God, doesn't mean that it's still, they're still not his chosen people. I mean, like, I wouldn't turn my back on my kids just because they're misbehaving.
Well,
and it's a similar
Well, also
scenario.
in God says he's the one that saves us. We don't save ourselves. Our works don't save us. God has decided to save us. In Romans 5:8, it says, while we were yet sinners, Christ died for us. So God chooses that he saves us through his own power. And so he said, Abraham, I'm promising you, that I'm going to make you a great nation. I'm going to bless all your descendants. And he knew that they were going to turn and walk away and doubt him and complain and do all this stuff and eventually go into exile. He knew all that was going to happen. And so we are in the same position where our hope, our salvation is based on God's promise to us, not on our actions and what we've done. So the fact that they said, no, we're going to deny you as the Messiah, doesn't mean that he doesn't still love them and that he still has a plan for them. And it's the same way with us. In John 10, it says, well, I don't have it in front of me, but Jesus says, he talks about himself being the shepherd of the sheep. And he says, I know my sheep, and my sheep hear my voice, and they follow me, and they will never perish, because to those who are believers, he has guaranteed eternal life to us. Now, for the Jewish people, that's not the case unless they've come to faith in him. However, there are other promises that say he has a future for them, and ultimately it will be believing in Jesus. But at the moment, again, as I mentioned before, the Bible says that currently they're blinded to him in order for the benefit of those who don't believe, who they can come, and then he will reveal it to them. So that's so
Charlie,
the other thing is
Kirk Cameron is wrong if you see that video, he is wrong in what he's saying in that, but
so I'm a little surprised. Anyway, the other thing is that some people really take it upon themselves to think hateful thoughts about Israel now. And the reality is, I'm not saying that that everybody in Israel always does amazing things all the time. But in general, much of the stuff you're hearing about Israel right now is completely lies. So you got to be careful on that too. Like, you can't, if you hear like terrible things about Israel as a whole and Jewish people as a whole, then those are probably lies. And I wouldn't listen to that. In every people group, individual people are dorks, and all of us are sinners, according to the Bible, Jews and Gentiles alike. So there's that as well. But the current trend among some people to just hate Jewish people for everything is absolutely against God, and he will not reward that. And if a person claims to be a Christian, really, they need to be very reflective in light of that, because God has made a promise to them and it's important. So,
yep. Paula says, I would say $600 for a family of 4 with both parents working. Yep. Joe D says we budget $350 for 3 kids. Yep. Or 3 adults. Valley Badlands, my grocery list is the same every week. Eggs, milk, bacon, seasonal, fresh salad fixings in winter, bread in summer because I don't bake in the heat. Everything else I wait until it sells in bulk buy. Yep. Diana in New York, a new single mom with 3 children, gets $1,800 on food stamps. That's just food, and that's just wrong. That's just absolutely wrong. That kind of thing makes me angry. I have no problem helping people out with food stamps, but $1,800, even in New York, is ridiculous. I have been to New York City and looked at the grocery prices, and that's still absurd. Kimberly, with the increase in prices, I'm now spending $250 a month. Yep. Debbie, $1,600 is more than my monthly income. Yep. Trisha, I never look at flyers. I just shop at Aldi's, but I know they're not always the cheapest. No, they are not. I would get staples at Aldi's, like canned goods, but meat, cheese, and fruits and vegetables, I would always find cheaper at the grocery store when I had Aldi, which was 20 years ago almost now. But Donna loves our tips and the cookbooks. Thank you. Yeah, you can get our cookbooks at livingonadime.com if you want to start saving money on your grocery bill. Sandra, meat is the biggest expense. Yeah, and you may have to start having meatless meals 3 or 4 times a week. There's nothing wrong with that. That's perfectly fine.
Just in the comments, there are some. So Nicole Angel asked about Kirk Cameron, but I think some people think that she's criticizing Charlie Kirk, and she's not. Those are two different people. So just if you're part of that discussion there, I think there's a confusion about who is being talked about there. So yeah.
Sandra says we have a plumber come over. It was $900. Tried everything. Yeah. Tell them what happened with our water heater.
Yeah. So we had a water heater that failed, and when I looked at it, it said on the side that it had it had information on the side about the company. So I looked online because I realized this is only 4 years old. And so when I got online, it said it has a 6-year warranty. So I called and they said, sure, we'll send somebody out right now and we can swap it out for you right now. And then we'll just take it in and get the warranty. We'll trade it, and the warranty company will basically give them credit for it. So then they would only bill us for the labor plus a few other things that we bought that were not part of the warranty on that. But when the bill came, it said, yeah, the warranty company says the warranty's already been claimed and you can't have it, and therefore the bill is like $1,600 instead. And so
we were like, what?
I was like, well, we bought the house 4 years ago, so it's possible that the people before us had just replaced it on the warranty. And the warranty company is kind of slick in that it's a 6-year warranty from the original purchase date. So if it fails in 4 years and you get another one, and then that one only lasts 2 years, you're out of luck. So I thought maybe that was what happened. So I called the warranty company and they said, nope, it's still under warranty. Nobody said anything to us. I just about flipped the gasket.
On the paper, did you say on the paper?
My metaphors there.
Did you say on the paper when we got the bill, it said called the warranty company and said it's invalid. It's already been claimed.
Yeah. So I called and I asked, are you sure? And I asked some specific details from the warranty company, and they said, well, we did get a call from this one place and they returned it and they didn't do the paperwork incorrectly or something. So I get back to them, and it turns out that, the plumbing company was saying, oh, sorry, that's what they told us, so you owe us the money. I'm like, I'm not paying it. I said, I will not pay on a warranty that the company that services the warranty says is covered. What turns out, the plumbing company sends it to a supply company, and the supply company handles the warranty stuff. And the supply company, for whatever reason, they didn't do it right. So they just told the plumbing company that the warranty's already been claimed. But when I called, the plumbing company was defending that claim because the other company told them that. And I told them, you need to call and check on this because I'm not paying it. And it turns out that I think I was a little bit harsh. I mean, I'm harsh in a polite way, but I'm still kind of harsh. And so she called the supply company, and it wasn't 20 minutes later that Tara got a call while I was driving saying, it's sorted, it's worked out, everything's fine. You don't know that anymore. We're going to give you a new bill. But it just shows in a situation like that, sometimes you have to advocate for yourself. Because if I was just like, well, okay. I mean, there was part of me that was ready to hear the people before us claimed the warranty, and therefore it wasn't really under warranty anymore. But I called the people before us first and said, hey, did you guys ever claim this? And they didn't remember doing it. So it was interesting, but it's one of those circumstances where when you get a bill and the bill is, $1,000 more than you were expecting, call and find out what the deal is and make sure that it's actually right this way.
Yep.
That's one great way to save, by the way. And then we've had a lot of big expenses over the summer, some of which were unexpected. And so I was just like, I'm going to make sure this is actually legit before we pay this. And then as soon as I found out it's not, the company said it's still under warranty, I thought, okay, well, I'm not paying then. And it would have been a situation where if we had to fight it, I would have just not sent them a check. I would have sent them a check for the part that was not the warranted part and told them on the rest,
take me to court.
Yeah.
Take me to court. Rochelle, Millie says she paid $200 for a car battery. Rochelle said $275. Wow. Lane, my son is manager at McDonald's. He says the next one. Delivery drivers will come and pick up a 45 order, then sit and eat their own lunch while the order gets cold, then go deliver it to pick up a $15 tip. Wow. James says prices are going up. Our salaries keeping up. Well, a lot of salaries are actually. I mean, I was talking yesterday at a store and they're hiring $16 an hour at thrift stores just to sort stuff. So I don't know. Sandra, do you buy coffee? Yes. I just buy regular coffee and make it at home, though, not coffee at the going out. Naomi, she sent me the next one.
Yeah, just a second, I will.
Or the recommended tips for using the AC heater. So for AC, we keep it at 77, 78. For the heater, we keep it 67, 68. So you could just say 67 and 77 or 67 and 68 or 77 and 78. Does that make sense? 6, 7, 7, 7.
We keep it slightly warmer in the summer and slightly cooler in the winter, so that we're not fighting what nature is doing on its own. I just sent you.
Darlene, could you make a video of how to set up a kitchen for the first time? Youngins coming out and have no idea what 3 things you need in the kitchen. Possibly. So here. Okay. I don't know what I'm doing with this channel. My super easy recipes channel is doing 3 times better than living on a dime at the moment. And it will continue to do so until December 26th. Well, 25th. So I'm not sure what to do with living on a dime. I'm trying to decide if I should just go into cooking and just do all cooking recipes and just go back to basics. I thought about just cooking through my Dining on a Dime cookbook. So I don't know what I'm doing for this channel at the moment. I'm focusing on the channel that's making us the most money because, quite frankly, we have just been really hit hard the last 4 years with stuff. And we have made really exceptional money, but we have had really exceptional money going right out for a lot of emergency things and a lot of things that just were not in our control. And then on top of that, we paid off our house.
Woohoo.
So I think we're doing pretty darn tootin' good, if I do say so myself. And I do.
Good.
So I'm going to listen to me.
Well, listen to your thinking and not your feeling.
So anyway, I don't know where I'm going with this channel. So I will let you know. Patricia, so thankful for your books and YouTube videos. My husband is finally retiring next June. Oh, so read that one. Yes, very good. Michelle, we did a lot of Dentimore beef stew and Chef Boyardee pizza growing up. Yep, that's sometimes what you got to do. Patty has our volume 1 cookbook and she loves it. Thank you.
Yay.
You can get it at livingonadime.com right here. The link is in the description and Michael put it in the comments.
For what?
The books. Rusty, we have a grocery store, chicken legs, 69 cents a pound. That is great. I think they're 79 or 89 cents a pound here in Wyoming. But our grocery prices in Wyoming are the highest of any of the places I've ever lived. So, yeah. Hello, Stephanie. She said she's glad to catch us live. Witty Whitney says chicken taco casserole for dinner tonight. That is delicious. Tiny Teacup says we shouldn't have to budget for groceries. This is bad. Yes, you should have to budget for groceries. You should have to budget for everything that you spend money on. Unless you're just a quadruple millionaire and can spend whatever you want. You need to know where your money is going. And you shouldn't just go willy-nilly and just buy whatever you want. See, that's the problem with Americans. Is they just go buy whatever they want and then they complain about the price of groceries. If you're buying your ding-dongs and ho-hos and sodas and all of your pre-cut fruit and pre-packaged chips and all of that stuff, I have no sympathy for you. If you're buying bread and peanut butter and jelly for lunches instead of all this pre-packaged stuff, okay, I can understand. But the problem is most people aren't. So Little Crafty Nook says we got all our windows in, but now we have to paint outside caulking to keep the warranty. The HOA didn't have a color code, so we found a metal piece that color, so we took that in. Very good. Send me the next one. Rusty Riley says, I've been watching on YouTube about what people did during the Depression. Yeah, those are the kinds of videos that are stealing our content. I'm not hollering at you, Rusty, but those are the ones. And it's vintage this, and it's frugal this, and that, and Amish this. The Amish one is another big one. The vintage, the retro, the Amish, the Depression, you can tell those are all AI generated. And guys, they're stealing content from other people.
Actually,
So
AI does that in general.
it's just infuriating, and there's nothing you can do about it. And YouTube is siding with them because they're making more money than we are. And it's just wrong.
AI, if you do the AI, if you go to Google and you type a question or you type a search for something and then you see the AI summary takes information from websites of people like us and it summarizes it. And then it does put a little link below to the place where they got the information. But most people that read the summary and they never go to the page where it came from. So Google gets paid when you read the summary, but the people that made the content that Google took it from don't get paid because and they don't get paid unless you click through and read it on their own sites. So that's been a big problem because a lot of people that have websites they're just having complete, our website is not the main part of our business. But for a lot of people
who
it's 100% of their business, and it's all going away because the AI is just outright stealing the content. And there are some things like Disney and some other places have sued some of the image AIs companies because they've also stolen their content. So
yeah, it's just very discouraging. Tarlene says, Tara, the best thing about having a bad day is it ends at 12. Well, let's hope it ends at 12. Patricia,
I wonder what? Huh? It ends at 12. Oh, midnight?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
It actually ends at 11:59, but I won't get into that argument again.
Say that again?
It actually ends at 11:59, but I won't get into that argument again.
You better not.
Even though I'm right. Patricia, how long do you think flour will last in Mylar bags? I opened the bag the other day and it had a funny smell. I would say a couple of years, probably 2 years or so. Whitney, Jews do not believe in Jesus or the Holy Trinity, right? Right. Rusty, one video showed how they made flour sack dresses. Yeah, they're stealing, those are the ones stealing the content. Kathy, so most of the Jewish people of today don't believe in God? No, they don't. They call themselves atheists or non-religious or something like that.
Yeah. They're, what do they, genetically or culturally, they consider themselves Jewish, but they're non-practicing. Basically, if you're non-practicing, you don't really give any attention to God. You're pretty much not following him. There are a lot of Jews who deny Christ, but they still recognize the Father. And, Jesus says, no one comes to the Father but through me. So, but there are some practicing Jews who actually believe, God of the Old Testament. So.
All right. Darlene, you're funny. LJ Joy says, hello from Chicago. I've been grocery shopping at our local Amazon Fresh store and they deliver too. So I've gotten many great deals this week, like half off meat at their store. That is great. Yeah, you can get a lot of bargains by going into their stores instead of just doing delivery. Claire Trio says, what's for dinner here? Hamburger casserole and 2-ingredient apple spice cake. Thank you. Yes, apple spice cake is so delicious. And if you want the homemade version and not just the 2-ingredient, it's in volume 1. But my 2-ingredient one, if you go to my other channel, Super Easy Recipes, or my website, livingonthedime.com, it's a spice cake and apple pie filling, or angel food cake and apple pie filling, and it works really good. Darlene, if what I hear sounds strange, I ask God for discernment. Yes, do that. If you're a Christian and something doesn't sound right, pray for discernment. Pray for wisdom. As Christians, we don't do that enough. And we need to be doing that more. Benny Badlands, some of my best friends are Jews and they are the best people. Yes,
Absolutely.
We have some really good friends that are Jewish also. Prairie, we had mac and cheese and kale with sauteed onion and extra cheese last night. Yum, along with salad and fruit. Kathy, I started reading the Bible in a year study, and this year I actually think I'm going to finish it this year, just a little over 100 days left. We are already planning next year's study. I'm trying so hard to understand. I feel the devil is coming at me every day, multiple times a day. I just keep saying, "Be gone, devil, the Lord is with me." Yeah,
that's absolutely that's a great.
Just put on worship music, and just when you're feeling that bad, just write out or print out, whatever, a list of scriptures that are encouraging, that are praising God, mostly praising God. Because when you praise God, that is what the devil cannot stand. So write out verses about praising God. Sing, "Holy, holy is the Lord God Almighty." And if you just keep doing that, that is how we fight the battle.
Actually, the thing is, the devil's trying to get your attention off of God. And so the thing with the worship that's great is not only are you worshiping him, which he likes, but you are reminding yourself that he's there. For me, I used to find that when I was super overrun with anxiety about something, and there were certain times where we were going through really difficult things. And I found that a lot of the times the songs would I liked specifically songs that sang a lot about God being strong and powerful and, God of angel armies, that sort of thing. Because it made me realize, wait, why am I afraid of this? God is in control of it. And so those kinds of things helped me to realize. And also when Tara was talking about earlier, I forgot who it was that said she prays that God will show her discernment. That's great. That's absolutely great. Another thing that's good is to look in the Bible and see, because there are times where something will come up and I'll think, wait, what does the Bible say on that again? I think I know, but let me look back again and look at the sections that I know that talk about that. And that's another good thing too, because he did spell it out for us, what he wants us to know. So yeah, but definitely asking him is great too.
You send me the next one. Darlene says sewing is a great skill to have. Yes, it is. Valley of the Badlands. I still have hand embroidered flower sock tea towels and pillowcases in my hope chest. That's great. Thank you, Terry, for the blessings when I sneezed. Not only have we been having all this stuff going on, now we're getting sick, I think. And so Mike's like, man, I hope we aren't getting that thing going around again. I'm like, Little Crafty Nook people right off the street here in California make $20 an hour at fast food. Yep.
Sorry, I didn't realize I already said
Perry says, you paid off the house you just bought. Yes, we just bought our house 4 years ago, and we had a $250,000 loan on it, and we got that paid off. So we've had we have made very good money, but we have also had some very significant things happen. We've had over $100,000, probably close probably $100,000 to $120,000 in medical bills and stuff over that 4 years also. And car issues.
God blessed us at the time when we needed it most.
Thankfully, God sent us the money when we needed it. So we have not had to go into debt for any of that. Thankfully. So, yeah. Then we had some major issues with the whole supply chain thing with COVID. So that was another large chunk of change for our business that we had issues with.
Yeah, when the supply chain stuff was going on, we were concerned that we wouldn't be able to get books anymore. So we bought way more than we needed. And now the printers keep saying, hey, if you need any more books. And I was thinking, we way overbought back then. Yeah. So yeah. So we're still using the ones we have.
Yeah. Bounty Badlands, Tara, you have to keep this channel. We need our Tara rants and get it together, people. So I'm really torn on what to do with this channel. And I probably shouldn't even be voicing this, but I guess I'm going to anyway, since I just opened my big flap. But you can yell at me later.
I will.
Will you beat me with your kisses? Okay. Super Easy Recipes, my other YouTube channel, is it is, let me just look at my numbers here just to make sure I'm just telling you correctly. So it is okay. So I have almost 1 million views on Super Easy Recipes and for this month. And Living on a Dime, I have I think it is 300. So my Super Easy Recipes channel has almost 1 million views. Living on a Dime has 300,000 views. New subs on Living on a Dime, 1,400. New subs on Super Easy, 5,800. But the biggest part is the income is triple of Living on a Dime. So I don't know what to do with Living on a Dime. There's one part of me that's torn, that's like, okay, we need to just have a Bible channel and just answer people's Bible questions because Jesus is coming back soon and people need to know that they need Jesus as their Lord and Savior. But for some reason, I don't really feel like I'm supposed to be called to do that. I feel like we've kind of said what we should say on our channel, and I don't know that I should say that anymore.
Well, she doesn't mean
as far as just make it a Bible channel.
Yeah, she doesn't mean that we shouldn't answer questions or talk to people, but just she was thinking in terms of turning everything into a Bible channel, that she doesn't think. I still have one that I'm teetering on, and a number of you are like, might get it together.
Yeah.
But in terms of this channel, I think that Tara's.
So then I thought about doing Life Over 40, but you guys have to understand, those videos take me literally 10 times longer to make than my cooking videos. So it takes me 10 times as long to make 3 times less the amount of money. It just doesn't even make sense for me to do it. And I am going to get the world's cutest mail shed up, which I got to because it's the world's cutest mail shed. But I just don't know where to go. So my other thought was to just cook through Dining on a Dime and teach people how to cook on Living on a Dime, and then make my Super Easy recipes on Super Easy Recipes. But do how to make pancakes, scrambled eggs, and all that stuff on Living on a Dime. But with them stealing all of our content, I'm like, I don't know. So I don't know what to do. And our live shows are not doing our live shows really started going down about 2 years ago. And people will say, oh, it's because mom's not on or something like that anymore. That's not it. Because my videos by myself were actually doing better than when both Mom and I were on there. So it didn't have anything to do with that. But what it has to do with is we're not doing the prepping videos anymore.
The prepping is what really went crazy.
Yeah. But I don't want to do prepping because, first of all, I'm tired of doing it. And second of all, people aren't as interested in it as they are anymore. So the day in the life videos are nice. And I thought about doing that, but it's 10 times the amount of work. And I just don't know that I can do that. So I'm still thinking on what I should do. Okay. Sorry for that little rant there, guys. But thank you, Bounty in the Badlands. Glad you like my rants. Perry says, hey, if we paid it off, I'm glad for them. Trying to save for a down payment at the moment. Yeah, just keep saving for your down payment. You will get there. You will get there. Don't let anybody tell you you're not going to get there. Karen, my house was paid off September 9th. I can't wait to feel how good it feels. Oh, I know. We're waiting for it to sink in yet. It hasn't sunk in yet.
Well, we're going to get closer. There shortly.
We're getting closer. We're getting closer. Are we on city or well water? We're on city water. Patty, cooking through your cookbook. That's a great idea. Yeah, I'm thinking about just cooking through my cookbooks.
And that still would be, it would take some time, because whenever you change what you do, well, right now the problem is we sort of changed what we did a few times, and now we're kind of in the middle of, we're like at sea between the islands. So if she does like cook through the book, it probably would take a while for it to kind of get some traction. Yeah.
And the biggest,
but it would be legit. It would go with the book that we have. And
yeah, the biggest problem with this channel is the day that I decided to start interviewing Mom for the Penny Pinch Mama series, that was what ruined our channel. And I know a lot of people like that series and find it encouraging, and I'm glad, but it ruined our channel. And we should have never, ever done that. I should have just stuck with the tips and cooking like I was doing. But they weren't taking off as fast as I was wishing they would. But I mean, it was kind of hard because I couldn't do as much because I had, 5 kids at the time with major life upheavals. I mean, our life was a living nightmare for around 5 or 6 years. It really was. If you guys knew this, we haven't even said what happened, really. And if you guys even knew what was happening behind the backgrounds, you'd be like, how are you guys even standing now? Because we were under so much stress. It's a miracle we even made it through. And so a lot of with living on a dime, it was just, okay, what can I just do this week just to keep stuff going? Keep stuff doing. And so when I stopped doing the tips and we started interviewing with Mom for Penny Pinch Mama, it turned our audience in the direction that I didn't really want to go. And we've never recovered from that. And so now if I want to do cooking videos, I can do cooking videos, but it's probably going to take a good 6 months before they get the channel turned around. So I don't know. We'll see what to do.
So just to be a little bit more clear, YouTube looks at your videos and says, oh, this is what you're about. And so we had established that we were about how to, cooking and how to do things at home easier, how to do easy kitchen tips, that sort of thing. That's what we were established to be about. But when we did the Penny Pinch and Mama videos, then YouTube thought, oh, you're about barely making it on Social Security. You're about, living cheap until you die. And that's not what we were about. But YouTube got confused because it saw those videos and it said, oh, this is the content of the show now. It's just about not ever having anything. And so the prepping did manage to kind of change the direction for sure. But that was kind of the beginning of the confusion for YouTube, was that because the prepping at least can kind of still be tied into the food and home stuff, because a lot of it is stockpiling and grocery and that sort of thing. But YouTube sees the other content as a completely different genre. So when we do food videos or saving money on groceries videos or stuff, it's still trying to promote it to the wrong people. And because of that, it's just made the channel not succeed very well. When the new channel, which is recipes and stuff, is doing a lot better because all of its history is recipes. So YouTube knows what it's about and they promote it to the right people. So it just gets a lot more views. So that was the confusion with this channel, is most channels don't last more than 5 years. And
the fact that we're here 18 years later is a miracle.
Yeah. And so, but at the same time, it's kind of like when you have an old house and you build on additions and then you start storing things in the closets and it just gets to be more difficult and confusing to manage. And that's kind of the situation. I think if we consistently did, like if Tara decided to cook out of the books and we just kind of went down that track consistently for 6 months, you think?
Probably.
Then YouTube would probably say, oh, you are about cooking and cooking tips and things. And then it would stick with that. The main thing is that we have struggled during the time of doing the work on that when in the short term,
we need the
not
money
that
to
many
pay the
people
bills.
watch it.
But now we have super easy recipes to hold us through if we decide to do that. But then comes the question, I don't know if I can do enough content for 2 channels. I mean, that's a lot, guys. Now, winter is coming up, so I'm not going to be doing as much out in the garden and that, so I am going to have more time, but I don't know. We'll see. Okay, sorry. Didn't mean to get on all that.
Rose family says your early cooking shows were a scream. Yeah, thinking about how to, from the creator side, trying to understand how YouTube thinks and what it's trying to do with your stuff so that you can, give it clues. The main thing is with YouTube, we have to sort of give it clues about what we're about so that it knows how to promote us.
And if we did it right, we would go through and delete anything on our channel that's not
the thing we want to do,
cooking related, and just start doing cooking if we did it right. But I know that some of those videos where, we've had Bible videos or we've talked about prepping and all of that kind of stuff have helped people and encouraged people. So I don't know. Okay. Rachel, I don't like AI videos. Yeah, a lot of people are doing them though. And there's people behind the AI. They are using the AI, but there are people behind the AI that have making the decision to steal people's content. They are making the decision to do that. And YouTube is letting them get by with it. And it's not okay because they're claiming it's educational and it's not in any way, shape, or form educational. And YouTube knows that.
Well, some things like this one, we could go to court and fight it. And if it was a bigger thing, we probably would. But this is a small video from a long time ago. So there's a part where we have to think, how much is it worth to pursue this? But there are other things that we would have pursued that we've told people take this down. We would have gone to court over that. So,
and we've hired lawyers to do stuff like that.
This one is it's a small video from a long time back, and the effort to go to court and sue a guy in Cyprus would be,
and it's the creepy voices, guys. Yeah, that's what everybody's saying.
Would be a little bit harder, but yeah. So
Jane says, Tara, I saw a video where these people couldn't keep the deer out of their gardens and they bought 2 of those dancing figures. Yeah. So we tried to put up the fence this weekend. It took us 4 hours to get 3 panels up with a gas-powered driver. We just cannot get the T-posts in the ground. I did a test run on rebar, so I think I'm going to try and put my fence up with rebar. We have like 300 feet of fence, guys. So this is not little picket fence. This is huge. And even with that, it's not going to keep the deer completely out. But I was so discouraged on Saturday when we took the thing back and we were just like, forget it. And it was like they were taunting me because I went out to water the few plants I have and the deer had literally pulled them out and just dumped them right there next to my hole. I was like, you little turds.
Well, it wasn't just this year. The deer are a problem, but this year was also the rabbits. The rabbits
were, my word.
We probably had 5 times as many rabbits this year. And at the beginning of the season, we were thinking, oh, look at the little baby bunnies. Aren't they cute? Oh, that's great. And by halfway through the season, we're like, they must all die.
Yeah.
But they just, we were thinking maybe we need to borrow one of the neighbors' barky dogs.
Well, I will say I put some special rabbit food out. We'll just leave it at that.
I thought you stopped
and
that.
It helped a little bit. So, yeah. Okay, you can see in the next one. Yes. So Susanna says, aren't the Jewish people still waiting for an earthly clean? Yes, they are.
They're actually waiting for Jesus.
Yeah, they are. They just don't know it.
But they will.
Darlene, does Wyoming stores charge for plastic bags? Thankfully, we have not gone over to the global warming baloney, and we still can get plastic bags here, and we have friends who collect them here and take them as contraband to their friends and family in Colorado. And I did too for a little bit. So yeah, it's ridiculous, absolutely ridiculous. And back to the show stuff, there was some comments. What about homemaking? Yes, I thought about doing more cooking videos and putting some homemaking type stuff in there with my stuff as I'm doing it so that you can see some of the projects as I'm cooking, some of the things that I'm doing or something like that. So I am spinning some things around in my head. The problem is my head just feels like it's going to explode from just overwhelming brain fog trying to just get some way to be able to think straight and just do it. But anyway, yeah. Okay, let's see. Next says, Leslie says, I've been priced out of Kroger. Kroger has lost their minds. Really? Wow. We don't have one here, so I haven't seen their prices lately. Leslie, I go to Aldi and Walmart. Even with planning, I can't justify buying all the groceries at Kroger now. I find I'm stuffing. Yeah, I didn't buy everything at Kroger before, but they were cheaper on a lot of things before. Now, I don't know about now, but that was, 5 years ago. Fro's family, God is in control. He's seated on the throne and not nervously pacing or ringing to and fro. Yes, you are right.
When we were in Colorado, Kroger was just kind of the regular store, and it was pretty inexpensive. But just when we were leaving, it appeared that they were recreating one of the stores to be a more kind of hoity-toity, chic, cosmopolitan kind of store.
Yeah.
And so it may be, if their prices have gone up, that may be why they're trying to create themselves a different market.
Sandra says, how's your garden doing? Do you guys want to see pictures of my garden? Comment. Let me know if you want to see pictures of my garden. I'll throw them up here if you want to see them. Barbara, do you have an easy recipe for Old Sunshine brand lemon coolers? Do you mean crullers maybe? I don't know what those are. They were coated with powdered sugar. I have never heard of those. So I don't know.
That is the crullers. I didn't think about that.
I don't know.
I wasn't sure what it is either. I thought you would know.
Leslie, the point is, even though our circumstances didn't change, we made adjustments so we didn't keep spending too much on groceries. Yep. She also says she loves my channel, Super Easy Recipes. It's my comfort show. I watch at night. Oh, thanks. That's great.
Yay.
Patricia, I like the Frugal Over 40 videos. Thank you. Froze, Tara, you guys do what's best for you and your family. Thank you. We are just trying to streamline it and make it the best that I can, because I just don't know what to do. But anyway. Rachel, maybe do the lives as much as possible on your cooking channel. Yeah, I haven't done a live yet on Super Easy Recipes, so I don't know how that would go. Savage, I think so. I hope so. There's evil pouring into the world in my observations. Yes, there is. Leslie, I'm really struggling with condemnation. It's helpful to have strong biblical truths on YouTube, although I get if you can't do it. And Mary Jane says, I wonder if people go to church on Wednesday. Yes, they do. And Fro's family says, maybe do your lives once a week. Yep. Patricia, I think people like a peek into your lives. Yep. And Leslie says, I love all your stuff. I rarely get to actually catch the lives. Well, I'm glad you caught it tonight. And Mary Jane loves the lives. And Kathy says, are your lives being stolen as well? Yes, there have been some pieces of my life that has been stolen. Yes. And I have claimed a copyright thing on them. And so thankfully, but it's a huge problem. It's not just me.
Was it you saying something in particular?
It was
or was it when we were cooking?
It was cooking.
See, mostly what they want is stuff that were tips that we're doing, or stuff that they can put into another video and make it look like they're teaching you something, when in reality they're just making a video to make money. And so they won't generally steal just Tara talking about something. Oh, we've had that happen before. We've had people that upload an entire video, but when that happens, or if there's a huge chunk of a video, YouTube will recognize it.
Yeah.
And they'll tell us, hey, this is on somebody else's channel. But then other places, some of our friends will say, hey.
Yeah. You can see the next one. Lisa says, I super enjoy watching your puppy videos from California. Thank you. Nicole, if you put on your thumbnail that World War III or 4 is here, numbers will go up. I know. Yeah, I know. Bounty of Badlands, I think you should ask for others. Frugal's recipes, test them, maybe a new cookbook. Yeah. Darlene, what would you suggest to cut back first on groceries? Cut out all the junk food and sodas. Just stop with the soda. If you cut the sodas and the junk food, you will cut your grocery bill by 1/3 to 1/2. I guarantee it. I absolutely guarantee it. Just the junk food and the sodas, you would cut it by 1/2. Sandra prefers dining on a dime, cooking through the cookbook. Deborah says, yep. Leslie, any recipes you do, I'll watch. They're good. Anyone could learn to make meals at low cost, even California and New York. Yep. Fro's family says, my early cooking shows were a scream. Thank you. It's always interesting when I'm cooking live, isn't it? Yeah, you should have seen this week. I had 2 recipes go in the trash. I was so frustrated. And what I realized is it's because they're messing with the cake mixes. Ugh! Making me so mad. I had a pumpkin loaf yesterday in the oven for an hour and a half. And it still didn't cook all the way through because they're messing with the cake mixes. So anyway, Leslie, if I buy prepackaged meal helpers or snack, I go way over budget. Yep. And Lisa likes the super cheap living videos. Yep. What about the cooking videos like you used to do? Well, I mean, I can try the cooking videos again, but they weren't doing very well. That's why we stopped doing them. Amy, what is sad is about government numbers for groceries being used to determine how many of our tax dollars are used for food stamps. I know.
One thing we've learned a lot since we used to do the cooking videos, but lives don't necessarily adjust the direction of the channel like upload videos do. YouTube looks at them differently. So we were cooking live. And so we've learned a lot since then, and we might be able to do something different that would make you more successful. The main thing is that where we really kind of blew up a lot for a number of years was the prepping stuff. So
yeah. Sorry to keep looking at my phone, guys. We've got some kid issues that we're having to deal with. Let's see. Did anybody want to see my gardening pictures? I didn't see if anybody wanted. Yes. Okay. I will show you some of my gardening pictures just because I need somebody to appreciate all the work that I've done this year. So I will show you a couple. I wish there was an easy way to do this. I don't know.
what are you trying to do?
Show my garden pictures.
We can put them on the computer or just as pictures.
Okay, so there's one picture, but how do I switch it? I don't know how to do that. And let's see. Can you see?
Looks like you have to choose a different.
Oh, shoot. Do I have to do a new
There's
one every
probably
time?
something you can do that shows the whole desktop, but I don't know if you want to show the whole desktop.
Okay, here's the world's cutest mail shed.
She hasn't pulled it up yet.
Hold on.
She said that so that you're like, oh, while she's trying to get it.
Okay. Just a second, guys. I'm sorry. I don't know why this is so difficult. There's got to be an easy way to. So here's the world's cutest mail shed for just a moment. Do you see the world's cutest mail shed?
Oh, that's the back.
That's the back of it. All right.
She's keeping you in suspense.
Then here's a picture of my front garden. Shouldn't have to do this every time, but
Well, if you give me advance notice, I will figure
well,
it
I
out.
didn't know anybody was wanting to see them because I didn't know if anybody really cared about my garden. Because it's just my garden. I love my garden, but does anybody else love my garden?
I love your garden.
know.
I keep telling you I like living in a botanical garden.
Mike loves my garden. Okay, and
the
then
other morning I was looking, and what are the flowers on the deck outside of our room?
the zinnias,
And was zinnias and something else together?
the petunias, and the marigolds.
They look amazing together. They're great. It's this huge.
Here's my bird bath. The deer keep eating. Then here's the next one. It is, let's see. Okay, here's what I'll do, guys. I'll just do a video because it's too hard doing it this way. I'll do a video and get it up this week for you.
Yeah, I was going to look for some. I took some. I should send you the ones I took the other day too.
There's one of my pots, but I'll do it. I'll do it up, and then you guys can see my pictures.
Because I took these the other day.
Oh yeah, can you just hold the camera up and just show them?
Sure. Well, I think some of these are pretty much similar.
So this is what we have on our deck on the back porch.
See this so I can see what we're showing. There's oops. Is it going to focus?
Pull it back. Yeah.
There's oops.
Pull it back. Hello.
The camera's not focusing very well. Oh, for a second it had it.
Nope, now it shut off.
You gonna do if I hold it closer?
There. Sort of.
There we go. That's one set of them. Oh, except it's not wanting to stay in focus. You can do it in a...
Okay, I'll just do another video for you guys because my garden turned out really nice despite all of my frustrations this year. It was pretty crazy. Diane said, from what I see, the viewers who religiously watch Living on a Dime are people like me who think of you as friends and watching for years. Thank you. Don't need high production, just catching up. Yeah, but even low production is a lot of production. It takes a lot. So I've saved all the footage from the summer. If I decide to go ahead and do a day in the life, I might show you all my stuff. But you have a channel that focuses on groceries and homemaking. Yeah. Is my ground hard pan? It is in a sense, but what it is this is an old driveway and it's packed gravel and rock is what it is. That's what the problem is of getting my fence up. Karen, Darlene, buy Tara's Volume 1 cookbook, the red one. It's full of tips, shopping lists, etc. to help you mention the great recipes that are low cost. Thank you. Yes. And you can see every single page on our sales page. We have a video that flips through the entire book, so you can see all 600 pages. Let's see. Starbright, I like the variety of content you offer. Thank you. Nicole says, Tara, I want to say thank you very much because you led me to Pastor Jack Hibbs. You're welcome. He's a great pastor. South Loop Rural Homestead. We have so many more rabbits. Yeah, rabbits can be a real problem. People don't understand. Look back at the 1920s and the 1930s when the rabbits took over southeastern Colorado. It decimated my family's farms. It was awful. My family almost starved because of it. So rabbits are no joke. They're cute, but they're no joke.
They're cute, but if there are too many of them, then they're not so cute.
Yeah, Karen says to use hair on them. Yeah, that's what I've heard. I just don't know how much I could do. And Just Vicky says we need to open up a zoo. No kidding me. Leslie, I reuse bags anyway. I am all for plastic bags, especially various gross things. Yep, that's what we do too. Just Vicky, for what it's worth, your videos as a panel with you, Mike, and your mom draw me to your channel. I binged all of them. Thank you. She finds them inspirational. Thank you. And says, I love your videos. Watch anything. Natasha says, it's why I'm planting more hot peppers in the future because they ate their hot peppers and the deer ate the hot peppers and never came back. I didn't see who posted that, but yes, that's a good idea. Jesus and Cobb, maybe they'll do that because my big garden had hot peppers and they decimated the thing. And so maybe they won't come back. I don't know.
Natasha in the middle.
Yeah, it was. Okay, you got anything else?
Yeah.
Claire's, can you send it? Thank you. I love re-listening to the playlists of both channels. Sometimes I listen to this one and it helped me get to sleep. Well, thank you. I'm just kidding. I know what you mean. Sandra says, get a cat. Yeah. Oh boy.
Actually, what's funny is when I noticed that the rabbits had like completely ravaged this one garden, I was thinking, all right, I think I'm going to go borrow a python from a friend of ours.
Christine says, hey there, just joining, but I've been thinking recently how much people have nowadays that we didn't have even in the 70s or 80s. They made it back then. We don't need all the BS out there. Yes, that is the problem. My grandparents, when they had my mom, lived in a 10-foot trailer and she was washing out cloth diapers in a communal sink.
In Japan.
Well, it's California, but still.
Oh, okay. Same thing. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
But
California is beautiful, but
it was. But how many newlyweds do you see doing that? You don't. They both got a new car. They have to work, paying daycare to the tune of $1,200 a month, which is ridiculous. They don't want to stay home and raise their own kids. They don't want to give up the coffee, give up the nails, give up eating out, give up the vacations, give up the new cars. They don't want to give up any of it. That is the real problem. Yes, prices have gone up, but it's not like you can't survive at all.
Actually, it's funny because sometimes people talk about, how people were doing things in the past. There was this little house we lived in that was 800 square feet, and we were having trouble with this massive amount of furniture and 2 kids and 2 dogs. And this old guy one time knocked on the door and he said, "Oh, I just wanted to see the house. Oh, my parents raised my 12 siblings and I in this house." And at the time they did it, it was only 600 square feet. It had actually been added on to twice. And it was funny because we were talking to ourselves at the time about how did they do 12 kids in this house? Well, they didn't have all this furniture. They didn't have the TV. They didn't have an indoor washing machine. They didn't have indoor bathrooms. And it was just like all this stuff that we have that has become sort of default. Like, how many people think they can't live without a phone or a TV or a
cell phone,
central
all the
air
subscriptions? The air has to be on 65 in the summer and the heat has to be on 80 in the winter. It's ridiculous.
So when comparing things to the old days, people don't think of the things that they think now are default that people in those days didn't even have. So that's what I think is kind of interesting.
We heated with wood with our house. Growing up, Mom heated with wood. We heated with wood in our house in Idaho for 3 years.
But even now, like where we live, there are people have so many things a lot of times that they want, but aren't really necessary. So it's fine if you want it and you're willing to pay for it. But if you can't make your bills because of it, that's a problem. Because there are people like here that will have 2 or 3 snowmobiles that they'll use for 2 months out of the year. And a boat and a camper and all this stuff. And the thing is, the campers are cool. But what I was thinking is, man, we would probably go out in it 3 or 4 times a year. But wow, people pay like $40,000 for one. And I was thinking,
on the low end,
if you break that down into how often am I going to use it, how much am I paying for it, then you realize, wow, that's like $1,000 a trip to go camping. Might as well stay in a lodge near that kind of thing. So
yeah, it's absolutely crazy.
But so, I mean, not spending the money is a good thing. But some of those things that people buy, then they have to keep, like the place that we have an entire business that's for our building that we use for the business, but it was designed for a giant boat that's bigger than a big RV and a big RV and a couple of other camping.
They had a big RV, they had a boat, they had no less than 4 ATVs, they had 2 or 3 big lawnmowers, and there was something snowmobile. Was there a snowmobile? I can't remember.
I don't know.
Something
but there's
like
enough
that.
Space for them. So
where we're sitting right now is a 1, 2, 3. Could be, 2.5 to 3.
Yeah, it could
4,
be 3.
5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We could fit 10 cars in this garage easily. We could probably fit more, actually. If we really got creative, we could probably do 13 to 15. But just driving them in and just setting them there.
We don't, because it's all of our business.
Yeah, it's our business.
And studio and everything else. But other people build that stuff in order to keep lots of toys they spend a lot of money on, but only use a few times a year. So,
yeah. Okay.
And but the whole point of that is not to say, oh, look, but the point of that is to say, think about what you're buying and do you really need it? And some things like the camper.
Yeah.
At the price of the campers, there was a time where we needed one for like one day. And we ended up staying in a tent. But at the time we were thinking, what if we were to rent a camper? And I realized it's expensive to rent a camper, but if you hardly ever use it, it might not be worth buying one.
Yeah.
And storing it and taking care of it and all that.
Jesus and Coffee says, Tardy, you have a remedy for dry scalp. Olive and coconut oil seems to make it worse. So first of all, coconut oil is drying. Do not use coconut oil. I don't know why these people use coconut oil to moisturize everything. Stop it. It is drying. It does not moisturize. Olive oil by itself, avocado oil would be good. Jojoba oil would be good. But it may not be a dry scalp. It may be a dandruff that is a fungus. So get something like Head and Shoulders or that, because it could be a fungus that's on your head that needs to be killed. But if you want to go all natural, you could do something like a tea tree oil if you want. Lisa, I really want to see your vegetable garden. Well, it's no more. There's nothing left of my vegetable garden. Literally. I pulled up all the tomatoes last week, and I've got couple of tomatoes left on my back deck those pictures we were showing you. But everything is gone. I just finally gave up because I was just tired of it. Sandra said we got a cat that's taking care of all our rabbits. That's a good idea. Sandra says Washington charges 8 cents a bag. Yeah, in Colorado it's 10. It's ridiculous. Sandra, bagged apples at Walmart, $8 for 5 pounds. That's ridiculous. Leslie, they're probably cheaping out on ingredients and the mixes. Yeah. What are they doing to the cake mixes? So they're low. So cake mixes used to be 18 ounces and now they're 13 ounces. And so it's really messing with recipes. So I've got to go in and re-experiment on how much flour to add to the cake mixes. It's between 1/4 and 3/4 of a cup of flour. But I'm getting ready to do candy recipes. Next week, I'm starting my candy recipes on Super Easy Recipes. And so I'm not going to be messing with it until January. So anyway, Froze family, eat less and you will save money. Yeah, stop being fat.
Hey.
Well, I mean, I'm right there. Just stop eating so much food. Terry, I don't like when you
stop eating so many desserts when I'm on camera.
Yeah. Terry says, I like when you don't edit and show mistakes and not using gloves. Oh, my cooking for real for your family, real and not perfect or fake. Thank you. She loves us. Oh my goodness. The amount of comments that I get, it is hilarious. Absolutely hilarious. So in one video, just to be ornery, I left batter in the bowl just to see what would happen. And I'm not kidding. It was 10 cents worth of batter, maybe 15 cents worth of batter. Absolutely ridiculous. The amount of people scolding me for leaving it in there. And guess what? I've made thousands of videos off of that. I've made thousands of dollars off that video because people keep commenting. I'm like, who's the stupid one now? I wasted 10 cents worth of ingredients and made thousands of dollars. Just saying. So now I do it all the time. I'm doing some stupid stuff on there because people are commenting because they cannot handle it. Their OCD is too much. It's like, oh my goodness, go take a laxative and calm your booty down. Okay, got that done.
I just work here, folks.
Diane says, viewers of Super Easy Recipe may not be as devoted, but the format is easy to watch in tidbits. Nothing wrong with taking advantage of people's love of Christmas baking. Yeah, I'm going to take it where the money is. I'll be honest. I do not feel, as a Christian, I feel like I am called to spread the gospel, but I don't know that, I don't feel like God is telling me to keep living on a dime as a Christian type channel. Yeah, I'll answer questions and stuff like that. But everybody's talking about the rapture coming on September 23rd. Could I do a video on that? Yeah, I could. But first of all, I don't want to just make money off of clickbaity stuff on the title. The Bible says nobody knows, not even Jesus, when the rapture is going to happen. And let me tell you, if you guys are watching some of those preachers who are predicting that the rapture is happening on September 23rd, on 24th, on September 25th, you better delete them from your whatever. Unsubscribe, hide their videos. Never, ever, ever watch a video from that person again, because that's a false prophet. Anybody who says stuff like that is a false prophet. All these pastors who said that things about the election and it didn't come true, you should never watch them. If they say, God told me X, they are making themselves a prophet. And when it doesn't happen, they are a false prophet. So don't watch those people.
I'm shocked how many people there are on YouTube doing that these days.
It's unreal.
But yeah, I'm sorry, but if you believe it's coming on the 23rd, then you're misguided. Could come on the 22nd, 24th, but the Bible tells us we will not know the day or the hour.
Yeah. Growth Plan says, everybody likes to be acknowledged, so I would love to hear you both singing happy birthday again. Yeah, we should do that again, I guess. Several people asked how mom's doing. She's doing great. Thank you for asking. Hit some good garage sales this weekend. She didn't get anything. I did. Of course, I have 300 feet of garden fence that I'm trying to decorate, so I'm getting all kinds of stuff. And somebody said in one of the comments this week, Well, do you buy all this stuff because you couldn't buy it when you were a kid? No. I buy all this stuff because I have a really big house, I have a really big garden, and I like to decorate. It's okay. It really is okay for me to buy all this stuff. I purge what I don't use. Yesterday, I went and cleaned the garage, listed a bunch on Facebook because I bought a whole bunch of end tables and stuff that I thought I was going to use for my bedroom. Well, what I was doing was I was trying to find two that were similar. And so I kept finding end tables for $1 at garage sales. I paid $1 for them. So I grabbed them up. They've been sitting in my garage while I've been trying to find two that I can get that will be a similar style, and I couldn't find any. Well, at our neighbor's house, she had some table legs that I bought to put on our current nightstands. So I'm going to reuse our current nightstands. So guess what I did yesterday? I found those on Saturday. Yesterday, I went through the garage, pulled all those end tables. There was like 5 or 6 of them. Pulled them all out, listed them on Facebook Marketplace. And in 24 hours, I've made $125 on stuff that I spent $5 to $6 on. I mean, people act like I buy all this stuff and I'm just a shop. Am I a shopaholic? Tell me if you can. Let's have an intervention if I have a problem.
No.
Do I truly
actually
have a problem?
If anything, that's Proverbs 31.
Oh, thanks.
You're doing some little side thing and it's bringing in a lot of money. Because when she buys the stuff, sometimes she shows it on the channel or whatever, and it gives content. But a lot of times she says, this isn't going to work. So then she sells it and she realizes, wow, people paid like 5 times as much as I paid for it. Yeah.
And so I just buy stuff because I like to decorate. And then when I'm done with it, I just get rid of it. And now sometimes it might take me a little bit to figure out what I'm doing with it. So it'll sit there while I'm studying it and thinking, should I use it here? Should I use it there? But I mean, I truly am not attached to my stuff. I'm really not. I like my stuff. And while we have the space for it, I'm going to have it. But if it all burned down today, I wouldn't be crying. I mean, I'd be sad because, like pictures and stuff, but just the other, and it'd be a pain in the rear to rebuild the house and everything. But,
Actually, it's funny because there were some things that Tara had when we were, there are some things that Tara had when we had smaller houses that she was keeping for someday if we ever get a big house. Now we have a big house and it's kind of cool because it's not like we have a bunch of junk laying around. She's got organized, like this is the painting room and this is the, she does all these awesome kind of crafty things. She's not a craft YouTuber, but she has amazing decorating and amazing gardening. And then she's got a section where she paints. And everybody in the family jokes about them being mom goes, like Van Gogh, but it's a mom go. And so, yeah, a lot of those things that she had for a long time. At one point, she was collecting all these windows, like old windows out of houses. And I was like, what are we carrying these around for? And she said, I have these great ideas for this art stuff. And now she's actually making it. So it's really cool.
And part of the problem is I have these ideas, but I don't always have the energy to do it. So I just can't do it all. So then I have to wait and do it as I can. And so now, like with all the windows and stuff, I got 6 of them painted this week and they're getting ready to go up. So yeah, Claire says, wait, end tables for $1? Yeah, they were $1 and they were really nice end tables. And I should have spent more on them. So like this one here. Oh, did I delete it already? Oh, no. See, I'm just so, oh, no, I'm not so efficient. So this one here, can you see it? See that one right there? And it even has a little writing table. I paid $1 for it and I sold it for $20. This one here, isn't that cool? It's got cute, I don't know if you can see it, but it's got cute little decoration on like 1930s on the side. I got $1 for it. I was going to fix it up if it would work, but I decided to do the other thing. This thing here It's a CD holder. I paid $1 for that. Mike used it in the bathroom for 4 years. Now he's got a different system, and I just turned around and sold it for $10. So I've probably made more money than I have spent, but I just like to decorate, so I just do it.
And when she includes, what's that?
You can send me the next batch if you want.
When she shows herself buying stuff at garage sale, it's not like that stuff just comes to the house and lives here forever. Certain things are coming and she's like, oh, this is really cute. And a lot of times it becomes some sort of an artistic thing or a holiday thing or something.
Yeah.
And then she gets bored with it and then she puts it on Facebook Marketplace and sells it for a lot more than she paid. So I think that's pretty brilliant.
I'm curating the world's best estate sale for when I die.
Yes, you are.
You'll be able to pay for my funeral. Okay, let's see. Did you send me the next one here?
I did.
Thank you. Sarah,
Deborah says
are you
I'm so supportive?
Thank you. Yes, you are. I appreciate that. Sandra, I'm wearing a blouse. It's a blouse like I paid $1 for this at a thrift store. Stell says, your 7 easy recipes videos are great teaching videos. I love watching them. Yeah, and then there's the other side. Do I take and cook through Dining on a Dime and just put them on super easy recipes and just not do anything on Living on a Dime? I don't know. That's what I'm trying to decide. Libba maybe loves my garden. Thank you. Deborah, aren't you glad you no longer live by barking dogs? Yes. I am so thankful. So thankful. And Claire says she likes listening to playlists on both channels. Thank you. How's it going with the payoff with this new house? So we already paid it off. We paid it off last month. No, 2 months ago.
In June.
3 months ago. Has it been 3 months already? Where's all the money rolling in at?
Still waiting.
We had a few other like major things happen in July and August. So
well, really, we should have paid it off in July or August, but I could tell it was really stressing Tara, and so I paid some of it out of our kind of emergency fund that I shouldn't have done. But I was like, I have to get this off. We have to get this undone so that Tara's not worrying about it so much. And so I did. But I also, when I did it, it's the slow time of year. It was the slow time of year. So well, I guess it still sort of is. So we haven't replenished that yet. And so that's why it feels, we haven't quite felt like, yay, it's paid off. Everything's amazing. But yeah. I think we're well on the way to that point.
Yeah. Just Vicky says, we are so blessed, overly blessed really now to find gratitude. Yeah. Americans are spoiled rotten. Homeless people are way better off than the majority of the world, than at least half the world. So Bounty Badlad says, my grandma lived in a rail car cooking 3 meals a day for a crew my grandpa was on with my infant dad on her hip. I couldn't even imagine. I know. That's the story. My great grandma was in labor and was cooking 17 loaves of bread for the harvesters while she was in labor with my grandma. And then she went on to have my grandma and almost died giving birth to my grandma. It's like, we have no idea. Rusty, our home insurance said if you have a wood-burning fireplace, insurance will be more. Yeah, that's true. Jesus and Coffee, thank you for all the suggestions. I appreciate it. Also, Mike, thank you so much for recommending Action Bible for my son. He loves it. Great.
Yay. Yeah, our boys love that too.
Bounty Badlands, both my mom and my mother-in-law cooked for 30 or 40 people in a 3-room house and made it work. Yep, that's what my grandparents did. My grandmothers did. For us family, our first apartment we got married was one on the 12th floor with no elevator. Oh my goodness. No bath, no AC, 1 propane gas burner to cook. It was in the walled city of Hong Kong. Oh my word. I cannot imagine.
Wow.
You need to start your own YouTube channel. Leslie, I've seen several YouTubers shorts of car dealers asking their employees their car payment amounts somewhere $1,500. That is absolutely ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. Fro's family said I was in Germany years back and we were only allowed 1 bath a week. Yep. Just Vicky, my tomatoes are just now gangbusters. It took all season to get here. Yeah. My tomatoes, I could have really fought for my tomatoes. And I'm like, why am I doing this? I don't like processing them. I can throw them in the freezer if I want, but I really don't want to be dealing with them. So I just gave up.
But you're still getting some off the plants on the deck, right?
Yeah.
So she kept a few of them.
Yeah. Yep. Somebody says I must be under a cave. I didn't even know that for next week. Yeah, they're saying the rapture is going to happen on the 23rd or 24th based on the Jewish holidays and all this baloney. Well, here's the thing. I can almost guarantee it's not going to happen on those days just because people are saying it. And the Bible says no one, not even Jesus, knows the day or the hour. Now, we will see the seasons. We see it coming. Everything's in place for Revelation to be happening, Revelation 13 to be happening, 6 and 13. But all of it's in place, ready to happen. Now we're just waiting. We don't know when it's going to happen. But if they're telling you it's going to happen, don't listen to them. The same thing, what was it? Oh, yeah, there's a lot of pastors who are saying that they had dreams about Charlie Kirk getting shot and dying and all this. Now they say that. Do not watch those people. They are liars.
They're false prophets.
They are liars. Do not listen to them. Susan, could you do a podcast channel where it's like live, not questions at all? Yeah. So where you and I just talk about a subject. We had actually thought about doing that. So where like we talk about, okay, it's the rapture next week. What do we think about that? And then we just record it and talk.
Yeah. I mean, it's not a bad idea. I was just trying to think about the whole thing with the algorithm. And I guess if it said, oh, this is just a talk show and people in this psychographic like it, then that might work.
Yeah.
That would be cool to do that.
Rose Family says we're right about the prophets. Yeah. Amy, did you ever get an old electric stove to work? This one, we haven't even tried yet because just for decoration, but I was told it worked when we bought it. Mother of all Barbies, what would you do for a dog that needs a special diet on prescription food for bladder stones? I tried cooking, but it seems like it's just as expensive. It may be just as expensive. So that in that case, you may have to. Our dog had to be on grain-free. And I finally found at Walmart, Rachel Way had grain-free dog food that I was able to do because he had really bad allergies. Oh, is it Jim's birthday next week? Is that what he's saying?
I think so.
Okay, we got to sing happy birthday to Jim.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Jim. Happy birthday to you. Yay!
We won't ask how old you are, but happy birthday.
Happy 29. I was going to say 39, but I don't want to accidentally guess too high. So
yeah. Sandra, what do we do for fun as a couple? We don't.
What?
We go out for our taco dates.
Yeah. We laugh.
We laugh. We don't really do a lot of fun though. Mike likes to hike with the boys, but I am tired.
Well, I thought about driving Tara up in the mountains, and because she likes to go to places like where we drive up in a pretty place like the mountains or something and get out and hang out somewhere, but not so much so walking 10 miles like the boys and I do. So, but we laugh a lot together, and we like having people over. And well, you mostly have been doing the fire pit like by yourself lately, but that was something we were doing together a lot. Just, I don't know. We do have a good time together, though.
We do?
Yeah. We laugh a lot.
We do?
She only remembers it occasionally.
Just kidding. I mean, we don't specifically do fun things, but I don't know. I guess we should do more. But I don't even know what we would do.
Well, we do a lot of just regular life things together that are kind of fun.
Yeah, like what?
Garage sales, although you do that a lot by yourself or with your mom.
Yeah,
we
used to do garage selling.
Yeah, just, I don't know. I do a lot of stuff with the kids that Tara doesn't like to do, though. So there's that, too.
Yeah.
Yeah, one thing we do fun together is I go out with the kids and she stays home alone and enjoys her quiet time.
That's what we do together. All right. Please visit us livingonadime.com, guys. Have a good night. We will see you guys next time. Bye.
Bye.